Good morning, everybody, and welcome to English Grammar Topics. Today's talk is about the passive. I will concentrate on the following. What is the passive voice? Forming the passive voice, forming passives with modals, and passives with two objects. So let's start with the first topic, which is the definition of the passive voice. Passive voice is a grammatical construction used to focus on the action. It's used when the grammatical subject is the person or thing affected by an action, rather than the person or thing that causes the effect. For example, the letter was written by Lee. Here the subject, the letter, is affected by the action of writing. Sometimes the by phrase is not included in the passive sentence, as in the following example. My sweater was made in England. Here, the by phrase is not included. It is not important sometimes to be included in any sentence. Moving on to the next slide. Only transitive verbs are used in the passive. For example, someone stole my bicycle. This is an active sentence. The passive one will be, my bicycle was stolen. So here the verb steal is transitive. So in this case, we can change the sentence from active to passive. However, in the following sentence, an accident happened. This is an active sentence. We cannot change it into the passive. Why? Because the verb happen is intransitive. So keep that in mind. There must be a transitive verb to change the sentence from active to passive. Next, how can we form the passive voice? In order to change the sentence from active to passive, we need verb to be and past participle. Basically, there are different tense structures as shown in the following table. In this table, I'm going to focus on one sentence in order to show you how the passive is different from one tense to another. Starting with the present simple, we have in the passive structure is are plus past participle. The sentence Mary helps the boy. The verb help is transitive followed by the object the boy, and the boy here is singular, so the passive will be the boy is helped by Mary. By Mary is between brackets. This by phrase is optional. The next one, past simple, we have was were past participle. The sentence is Mary helped the boy. We have helped in the simple past, so the passive will be the boy was helped. We keep the same tense, simple past and then simple past. Present continuous, we have is are being plus past participle. We have a continuous form. Mary is helping the boy. The passive will be the boy is being helped by Mary. So we keep the same tense structure. Past continuous, we have was were being plus past participle. Mary was helping the boy. The passive will be the boy was being helped. So we keep the continuous form by using was or were plus being. So was being helped. Let's talk about the perfect tense. The present perfect tense, we have, has, been plus past participle. Mary has helped the boys. In this sentence, the boys is plural. So the passive will be the boys have been helped. So pay attention to the object, whether it is singular or plural. So the boys is plural. We need have been helped. The perfect, past perfect, we have had been plus past participle. Mary had helped the boy. So the passive will be the boy had been helped by Mary. The last one is the future simple. We have the modal will be plus past participle, and the sentence Mary will help the boy. The passive will be the boy will be helped by Mary. So in order to change the sentence from active to passive, we need to focus on several points. You need to pay attention to the verb, whether it is transitive or intransitive. You need to focus on the object, whether it is plural or singular. And you need to focus on the tense. You have to pay attention to the tense. Keep the same tense. Don't change the tense. If it is present, keep it present. If it is past, keep it past. If it is future, keep it the same future. So try to pay attention to these points when changing the sentence from active to passive. Moving to the next slide, which is about forming passives with modals. There are two ways as shown in this table. The first one is simple modal passives, which is formed from modal verbs plus be plus past participle. as in the following sentence. I cannot open the window. Here, the window is the object, so the verb open is a transitive verb. In order to change it into the passive, we have to say the window cannot be opened. So what do we have? We have can plus be plus past participle of the verb open, which is opened. The next form is perfect passives, which is formed from modal verbs plus have been, the perfect structure, and past participle. For instance, they must have built this house over 20 years ago. This is an active sentence, and the verb build is followed by an object, which is this house. So the passive will be this house must have been built over 20 years ago. So what do we have? We have must, this is the modal verb, plus have been, the perfect structure, and the past participle of the main verb, which is build. The last slide is about forming passives where there are two objects, direct and indirect. Basically, we form two passives when there are two objects, as in for example, someone gave Hazel an award. So here the verb give is a transitive verb followed by two objects, Hazel and an award. So Hazel is indirect while an award is direct. How can we form with the first one with Hazel? So Hazel was given an award. So this is the passive voice with the indirect object Hazel. Keep in mind that the tense of this sentence is simple past, so we keep the same tense structure, was given. The second passive is an award was given to Hazel. So here the passive voice is with the direct object an award. There is something you need to pay attention. In the above example, there is a preposition to which is added in front of the indirect object Hazel, so to Hazel. So keep that in mind. When you want to form the passive voice with the direct object, you need to add a preposition to or for to the indirect object. Hope this is quite clear for you, and if you have any questions or other observations, any comments, any examples, you can post them in the streaming section in the Google Classroom. And thank you very much indeed for your listening.